Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. Recording my first video of the week. It's Monday up here on the mountain in Costa Rica and just got back from town. Had to go into town, take a little care of a little business, and I decided to, just kind of fill in with some stuff while I'm there. So just real quickly, I'll just show you the size of these. I got 5 mangoes about this size, 30 bananas, and a head of lettuce for about 10 bucks. Oh, and I got myself a fresh piece of aloe for skincare. I use all natural stuff for skin, and I'm just kind of experimenting always. So anyhow, I'm going to talk about raw vegan tips today, quality over quantity. Now, I do videos every day, so if you're here for the first time, please hit that subscribe button, and when you hit it, click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. Now this message today, I'm going to talk about it from 2 different angles. It's going to kind of be from your personal, hopefully it'll be something that can help you. And I'll also kind of explore it from the standpoint of sharing this lifestyle with others, or maybe when you're taking food somewhere, or just when you just want to share food with others. Sometimes, like you don't need to go into every situation like the missionary, like with a mission of conversion. If you'll just share if you'll share good food with people sometimes just get it. You're not going to beat anybody over the head with a message. I've been very gratified to have people reach out to me from time to time and send me a message, even people from my real life, people from my past that I haven't even talked to in ages, that reach out to me, and I don't have that heavy-handed message, and I wouldn't even think in a million years they might be plant-based, and they're telling me, hey, you know what, because of you, I became plant-based. So you don't have to beat people over the head. You can lead people, and if not, just share and let people form their own, figure out what they want to do on their own. Now, what I'm going to talk about too, like I say, works for either one. As I've talked about in recent videos, and the reason I say quality over quantity is this. All right, I've been talking about recipes and how some people are like little recipe junkies. It's always about, all they do is like every time something pops up on their screen, recipe, can you give the recipe for that? Can you give the recipe for that? And like I say, nothing wrong with collecting recipes, being interested in recipes, but you can't always just be searching for the next great recipe, or having 150 recipes is not going to make you raw vegan, if you're not really into those recipes. So as I've said, and as I said in a tip recently, find that core of recipes that you really like. I'm not talking about you can get by and, this is kind of good. No, I'm talking about something that you really like. Like for me, that recipe from the What I Ate in a Day video, the mango, red pepper, and tahini. I don't care what else you got. I don't care if it's cooked. I don't care if it's fatty. I don't care the old animal products, whatever. I like this. Like when I know during the day that I'm going to make that for dinner at night, I'm in anticipation throughout the whole day. And I have a number of recipes like that. And like I say, you don't need that many. If you've got, let's say you need to have something every day of the week. 7 recipes is all you need. But like I say, use your filter and try to really hone in on something that you look forward to eating, that you get excited about eating, instead of just having this whole collection of recipes. And then, you probably, when you're thinking about making something, you go through them, and I bet you 80% of them you're like, nah, I don't really feel like that. Nah, I really don't feel like that. So quality. Banana ice cream. And like I say, let me go back a little bit to the quality versus quantity. You're going to do better. I've kind of skipped a step there. You're going to do better on this lifestyle when you have food that you really like, when you have food that you're excited about making and eating. But from the sharing standpoint, I see people all the time, and it's just like, and I don't say anything. And even in my mind, sometimes I feel bad, like, are you being judgmental of these people? No, it's just kind of like breaking it down and seeing what doesn't work. I'll see somebody and they come back with their sob story about people weren't nice at the gathering, didn't want to eat their food, made fun of their food, or just weren't interested in their food. And then they either show what they took or they tell what they took, and you're like, well, no wonder. That's boring. these people don't do this lifestyle. These people don't eat like we do. So when you go to a gathering, or when you're trying to impress a friend or family, or you want to share this lifestyle, you bring out the big guns. You know, okay, depending on how clean you are, how far you are down your journey, yeah, for a lot of us, just a simple salad with the simple dressing. Some people even like their salad with no dressing on there is good enough. But somebody that's in the standard American diet, they're used to having their senses, you know, covered up with processed food, preservatives, salt, all kind of things. Something very simple that we like is going to be boring to them. And you want to think a little bit. I mean, think about it. Bring out those big guns, even like things that you might not eat in your day-to-day. Even things that you might not eat at all, you could think about for taking to gatherings. You might take a dish, you know, just because, like I say, you're introducing people to a lifestyle. You're trying to get people to eat more, you know, plant-based foods, just whole foods. And you're gonna have a better chance of doing that if they really like what you're serving. I'll tell my one little story for the 999th time. I dabbled with veganism probably 20 years ago. No, 20 plus years ago, probably about 25 years ago when I was living in Miami. Now I dabbled, I wasn't trying to be vegan, but the point is there was a little restaurant on South Beach, and the food was it was vegan, and the food was off the hook there. It was good. I was not a vegan. My roommate was not a vegan, but we went to this little restaurant and we ate probably 6 or 7 times a week because they were open for lunch and dinner. So sometimes we'd go in and eat lunch, we'd go back for dinner. It was easy to walk there. But we were not eating this food because it was vegan. We were not, well, I wouldn't say we weren't doing it. We did understand and think like, well, if we can get the bonus of it being healthy too. So I won't say we didn't care that it was actually healthy food, but that wasn't the purpose. We just found a good little restaurant on South Beach that we liked a lot. The price was good. It wasn't going to break the bank when you went in there. And, you know, just ever since then, I remember that experience. And I think food is food is food is food. Now, and you know what? I had a note down here. I usually write down little bullet points here. I share differently depending on who I'm talking to as far as recipes and what kind of food. Now, you know, I don't know where the people are coming from that you share with anyway. I don't have a lot of like just backwards, narrow-minded, just, you know, I don't know, disagreeable people in my life. Most of the people in my life, even though they don't like maybe eat this lifestyle, or they may not even be uber healthy, they're intelligent people. I've just surrounded myself even with a lot of intelligent people that are, you know, kind of in my circle of real friends. And like I say, they acknowledge good food. They might never become vegan, but I guarantee you their mind's open enough that I take them, you know, what I had last night, that dressing on a salad or that dressing on zoodles. That dressing probably works better on zoodles for the average public because it, I don't know, gives them a little bit more. But I know my friends would try that and they would like that. And I have friends that they're not vegan. They may never be vegan, but they like good food. And if you make good food, people will eat it. And if you make good food and if you put in the effort, it's funny how I see people just chasing their tail and running around expending so much energy in certain directions, but yet you make some kind of rational, reasonable suggestions to it and they won't put a minute into that. I just keep saying over and over and over. And poke a hole in my theory. Where's the flaw in it? If you have a good little stock of recipes. Even let's say you have to have 10 recipes. Let's say you're Mr. or Mrs. Variety, where you have to have something damn near every day. Even weekend, you can't even repeat, you know, 7 recipes. 10 recipes, that's not that much. Not that much. I can think right now, I've got Lissa's Raw Vegan Romance, her 30-day meal plan. Between 2 Chris Kendall books I have, a couple of recipes that I've just found online, a couple of recipes I've created and adapted, I got everything I need. Yeah, I see things out there that are interesting, and sometimes, you know, I try to take down the ingredients and the recipe, but damn it, the internet, have you noticed this? It moves so fast these days. I can't keep up. Like, I don't even know how people try to keep up on these recipes. I'll see a recipe and think, oh, I should write, and then by the time I'm doing something, it's already disappeared off my feed. But yeah, think like that though. That I want to really hammer down on that point right there. When you're going to gatherings, and this is even like on sharing like this lifestyle in general, I'll branch off a little bit off the subject, but not too much. Like if anybody expresses interest in my lifestyle, or if I think I can maybe make some sort of a difference in people's lifestyle, I know who to send people to. I know who will resonate with who. I know what kind of food will resonate with what kind of people. In other words, I can discern things like that. Like I know, okay, if you send, like in other words, like there's people that are not going to take this message from some old senile looking hippie with all this hair and whatever. It's just reality. People can say, oh no, don't think like that, but bullshit, it's reality, and I'm all about reality. Those type people, I like to hook them up. I like to send them to people like Dr. Greger. I like to refer them to people like Dr. Esselstyn and T. Colin Campbell, those scientific doctor white coat types that people are going to listen to. The same with food. You know, I would know if I'm going to a gathering. I don't really go to gatherings, but I know people. You probably know your people too. If they're real fickle, if they never eat vegetables, come on, what do you think? If you've got somebody in the family, and I've seen people brag about this all the time, yeah, oh, Joe, he won't even eat a vegetable. All he eats is meat and potatoes. Well, you know, if you've got something like that, you can't take them just some sort of big, plain looking salad. You probably can't even take that person a salad, period. You got to pull out those tricks. Maybe you got to make a raw vegan lasagna. Hey, don't even like try to necessarily stick to your parameters when you're sharing. Maybe you make something that's higher fat than you normally eat yourself, you know. Maybe you're not big on using the nuts in a recipe, but you're going to a gathering. Think about your objective. Think about your objective there. And don't come home all hangdog and sniffling and crying and think people didn't treat me right and didn't eat my food when you take some boring ass plain stuff to a gathering of non-vegans, non-high carb raw vegans. You know, you got to think a little bit when you're sharing this lifestyle. And then, like I say, just going back to yourself, and like that video I said the other day, sometimes if you struggle on this lifestyle, you have to work a little bit harder. If 7 recipes won't get you there, do the work. Hey, even if you need 20 recipes, do them, but have quality recipes. Always think quality over quantity when you're, you know, learning how to prepare your food. And when I say quality too, then you can always fine hone that. Like as you get going and you learn a few tricks in the kitchen, quality doesn't necessarily always mean richer or fatter or, you know, not as healthy. You know, you'll get those skills in the kitchen, and you can, hey, if I don't want to have fat in my dressing, or if I've got somebody that wants a fat-free dressing, even if they don't eat like us, just do that mango red pepper with a little bit of heat in there, like a pepper, or maybe some cayenne, a little bit of smoked paprika, and it's still a good dressing, no fat. So there's 2 dressings right there, one that's no fat, one that's got fat in it. So there you go. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. This is a simple thing, but you got to be proactive with it. It's just about finding little hacks that work for you. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this message. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up. Hey, do me a favor. I'm going to start asking every once in a while because some of these calls to actions are working. If you would, share to Google+. You might not even know you got a Google Plus account, but if you can actually make a comment on a video, you can share. So I'm trying some new algorithm things, so I'd appreciate that. And I will see you guys again tomorrow. Peace.